Now let's work with question 1.23. Change the color, this looks pretty dull. Okay, so we are asked to simplify the expressions. I squared is just -1. B is I cubed. So I can write it as I times I squared, and I know I squared is -1, so I cubed is nothing but -I. C is I to the power 4, so I can write it as I times I cubed, which is I times -I, which is -I squared, which is negative of -1, which is just 1. So I to the power 4 is just 1. I have I star times I. The star here refers to the complex conjugate. So the complex conjugate of I is just -I times I. It's going to be I squared. It's just 1. Now, sorry, after D, we have E. E is 1 plus 5I times 2 minus 3I. It's a simple multiplication. 1 times 2 is 2 minus 3I plus 10I minus 15I squared. So this is going to be 2 plus 7I minus 15 times minus 1. It's going to be 2 plus 7I plus 15, or it's going to be 17 plus 7I. Now let's work with problem F, which is 1 minus 3I divided by 4 plus 2I. So when you usually have complex numbers in the denominator, you want to simplify them. What you can do is you can multiply both the numerator and the denominator using the complex conjugate of the denominator. The complex conjugate of the denominator is going to be 4 minus 2I. The reason we do this is because when you multiply the denominator with its complex conjugate, your denominator is going to turn out to be a real number. So you only have the complex or the imaginary part of your complex number in the numerator, and the denominator is not going to have any imaginary parts. So this will be numerator 4 minus 2I minus 12I plus 6I squared divided by the denominator, you just have 16 minus 8I plus 8I minus 4I squared. This gets canceled. And here you have 4 minus 14I. I squared is -1, so we have -6 divided by I 16 minus I squared is -1, so 4 times -1. It's going to be 16 plus 4. So in the numerator, you have -2 minus -14I divided by 16 plus 4, it's 20. So if you write it as -1, -7I divided by 10. Or if you want to further simplify it, you can write -0.1 minus 0.7I. So that will be the answer.